YouTube, hi there. I wanted to do an update because I know that I haven't been around much lately, and I definitely haven't been posting as much as I once did. I have been busy. Basically, a couple of things I wanted to update on in this video. One is I wanted to talk a little bit about masculine spaces and how I feel traversing them now that I feel like I'm completely sort of about as transitioned as I'm going to get. Like I pass 100% of the time, and I feel like the sort of passing anxiety part of my transition is totally over now. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about how that's felt. Since around my 1 year mark there. And I also wanted to update on my top surgery fundraising. So that's really exciting. I'll get that, start with that. Basically, since I started fundraising, at this point I have raised around $3,000. So I am halfway there, which is awesome. I booked my appointment for March 22nd with Dr. Garamoni down in Florida. That's also very exciting. I kind of never thought that I'd go or get the chance, I guess, to go to Dr. Garamoni, but it's looking like it can happen. I've got a friend who's going to be driving me down, another friend who's going to be there to chaperone and take care of me. The only two things that are sort of missing, the two pieces that are missing, that are sort of the obstacles at this point for me are finding another $3,000 and also finding a place to stay in Florida for 8 days. I had a couple of leads and haven't really heard back from them, so I don't know if any of you guys know of good accommodations, or if any of you want to enact the trans networking superpower and see if maybe there's like somebody in the community down there who's got an extra room, who wouldn't mind myself and my chaperone crashing there for 8 days if I give you lovely gifts and pay some boarding fees or whatever. We can work something out. Just, message me if anybody has any ideas, because that's a big concern at this point, considering the surgery is technically 3 months away. That and of course the missing $3,000. But basically, I'm just so excited to have gotten to my halfway point already. It's more than I thought. It's just blowing my mind. And also, my fundraiser was like a wild success. A lot of people, so many people came. Everyone was like dressed to the nines. I got drunk and took my top off and was walking around in in my binder, which was interesting. And I was just, I don't know, kept thinking about how exciting it would be when I can do that, and it doesn't feel in any way weird, like, I don't know. It was really moving. We had an auction and auctioned off tons of art and donations from local gin, from local organizations and artists and friends of mine, and yeah, it was, I don't know, but warm and fuzzy feelings. And my friend who helped me organize the fundraiser is also kind of like on it about doing a second fundraiser, and she really wants to get the ball rolling on that. So essentially, I've got some friends in my life and in my community who are like angels sent directly to guide me in this process, and it's really exciting. Yeah, and also I'm gonna kind of keep my chip-in link down in my descriptions for my videos here while I'm still in the fundraising process. If anyone does want to donate anything at this point, obviously so appreciated if you do, or if you want to spread word, also very appreciated. And I just want to send a great shout out and a thanks to all the people who have just watched my videos and felt inclined to donate money to my top surgery. Like, that's amazing. And also people who've just sent me like wonderful messages of support throughout the past couple of months. It's I don't know, I feel very moved to, very thankful to be a part of this community. And yeah, so that's that. Moving along, I've been thinking a lot the past little while about like a sort of life plan post-surgery, because I feel like my immediate 2-year plan consists completely of getting my top surgery, and then after that I'm kind of like, well, where am I going to go? What am I going to do? I'm planning on moving away. I don't know where. And so this sort of contemplating is strange because now, I mean, I'm thinking about my life post transition essentially, and what sort of career I want to have, and that sort of stuff. And it's interesting. I mean, I'm kind of a shy guy. I can be really socially awkward, and interactions with strangers can at times be very stressful for me. So when I think about like careers that I want and spaces that I'd like to have access to, as some of you may know, like I was considering being a barber for a while, and I got this really cool offer down at a barber shop downtown to sort of join the team there and start kind of working for them. Um, and I totally balked at the idea of that. And part of it was because it was a 3-year commitment, and I couldn't commit to being in this town for another 3 years. But another part of it was the fact that I was so terrified to be taken on into that masculine space. And it struck me as interesting that my reaction should be one of total terror. Going into barbershops to get my hair cut is something that's just happened in the past couple of months of my life that I've actually had I don't know, the I've been brave enough to do it. So every time I have done it, I've been like really, really scared and like, oh my God, I just, it's like a passing panic. Like I know I'm gonna pass, but I don't, I feel like I'm gonna miss some secret code or something for masculine spaces, and the dudes that I'm interacting with are gonna go, there's something weird about this guy. What's up with this guy? And I don't know. It's very, very stressful for me. So that really informed as well whether or not I could commit to being in a misogynist masculine space. I know that there are masculine spaces that I feel great in that are usually queer, that are anti-misogynist, that are accountable. And usually that sort of thing happens when I'm just kind of like amongst friends in a space. But certainly for the sort of wider world outside my queer bubble, masculine spaces, like I went in to talk to the owner of this barbershop, and part of what he said to me was like, you know what, no women are allowed in this barbershop. Like I started this barbershop so men can come in here and feel safe to say what they want to say. And I was just kind of like, right, okay, you did, great. And I just saw my life, this yawning chasm before me wherein I had to kind of play along with misogyny, and that's something that is so hard. And it's not just that it's hard and alienating because I have female experience. It's just incredibly triggering, and it's something that would be probably not so great for my mental health. And I know when I talked to my mom about it, there was a sense of like, oh, you're still doing the feminist political thing. Surely you'll grow up someday and be able to join the rest of the world like the rest of us did, when we got over that phase. And I think what's important to acknowledge is that many of us who are queer identified or who have queer histories or trans histories, it's not a matter of resistance or resistance to being part of like the status quo, or it's not a matter of just rebelling for the sake of rebelling from the man, these sorts of ideas. It's the fact that to be in the spaces, learning what we've learned through our own experiences and through the communities that we've participated in, it can be really unhealthy to have to sit silently while that stuff is going on and to expose yourself to that on a daily basis. And many of us do manage to do that out of necessity, and I don't know, and I've done it out of necessity as well. But for some reason at this point in my life, more than any other point, knowing that I would be taken into those spaces as one of the misogynists, if you will, and that there would really be nothing that I could do to alter that beyond dropping little feminist asides here and there when I feel like I might be safe to do so, that there would be no further resistance I could give to that. That's a more horrifying thing. I feel like when I was visibly queer or visibly an outsider in those spaces, it was different because my mere presence was a kind of resistance to that, and it made a lot of guys uncomfortable when I was in those spaces, I feel, and people wouldn't necessarily shoot their mouths off around me for fear of being called out by the lesbian, that sort of shit. And now it's just like, it's a different thing, and I don't want to be welcomed into that space as one of those sorts of guys. So as much as I do have an intense necessity to work right now, that wasn't something that I found that I could do. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has had that sort of experiences. That sort of experience. I know that it should be affirming. Should be. I don't know. I know a lot of guys find it affirming to be in those spaces rather than sort of terrifying and horrifying. And even if nothing misogynist or terrible is said, that I don't know. I just feel like it's always on the verge of being said, and I don't know. It's really triggering to my social anxiety. So I don't know. It's something that I'm going to have to probably work through and process a little bit more as I am out there in the world and rethinking career paths and that sort of stuff. But yeah, anyways, just a thought. And I hope everyone had an okay holiday. I know for me it was fairly triggering with family stuff and trans stuff and all of that. And I could talk about that more in another video very, very soon. I know that holidays are very triggering times for lots of people. So hopefully everyone made it out in one piece. And yeah, I don't know. Take care, you guys.